BATES MOTEL, the series. The incompleted.
Yes.
We watched the first season.
We ran out of, well, I ran out of steam, I think more than you.
Yeah, but then I wasn't nagging you to continue on with season 2, and there are another 4 of them to do. I don't know if they're carrying on, if it's finished after 5 seasons, because we just didn't look into it at all again.
The biggest problem for me was
Freddie Highmore. He was such a cute little dude in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He went straight to insipid.
However, Psycho, the movie, directed by the fantastic Alfred Hitchcock. Don't know how shiny this is, but
Brilliant. It really is a classic.
yeah,
Yes.
and he directed that in 1960. Sort of reinvigorated his career again, based on Robert Bloch's 1959 novel. Became a huge hit, freaked people out all over the show, including your parents.
Yes, well, I'm not allowed to see it.
You could watch Nightmare on Elm Street,
Yes.
but not Psycho.
No.
Because your parents had freaked them out in the 60s, so it really stayed with them. So it's obviously
It was obviously effective.
a very effective movie. If you haven't seen the movie Hitchcock with Anthony Hopkins and Helen Mirren, a biopic
Yeah.
on Alfred Hitchcock around that period when Psycho got produced, it's such an iconic movie that really changed cinema.
And Hitchcock inspired many. I mean, just the other day we were talking about RATCHED and how inspired it is by Hitchcock.
Very, very much. And guys like Brian De Palma, Martin Scorsese, they all look up to him. But now this series, like there's been prequel movies or TV shows made from movies. You have David Lynch, who made Fire Walk with Me. I mentioned that when we were talking about the Fear Street 1666. Well, I think that really popularized that, making a prequel that really tells the story that happened before. So this origin story of Norman Bates, how he became the murderer from Psycho. It was interesting as it got started, but then it just sort of, to me it felt like they're now just going to milk this thing.
That's right, and I feel like I need convincing to continue. When we watched Dark, I started to feel the same way about it, and then a very good friend convinced me and said it is going to end and it's going to have a little...
Dark almost became one of the incompleted for us. We were sitting on 2 episodes, last 2 episodes for
That's right.
For months.
Yes, and it became...
And the problem with that was, if you don't binge this thing, you start forgetting who's who, what did, and crisscrossing through time.
It's brilliant, but I mean, it's just, it felt the same as, it just feels like it's never going to end.
Yeah.
You're going to have seven seasons on, you're going to still sit with old Freddie and his long face.
At least his mom is played by Vera Farmiga.
Who I love.
She's great.
And I didn't make the connection at that time that it was because the Conjuring movies, that it wasn't so. I don't think I've seen any of them
at that time.
At
Or
that
it probably it was around about the same time, but
I just didn't make the connection.
we didn't know her that well to put those together. I mean, I recognized her, but that was it. And she's good.
Brilliant.
And she's the mom, so it's also a case of Norman Bates's domineering mother from the movie. Okay, well, his mother. his mother's. If you haven't seen Psycho, oops, sorry. But
I mean, come on, that's an old movie.
Yeah, but how many people haven't seen old movies?
I guess the younger
Citizen
generation.
Kane, the old King Kong. There's lots of stuff people haven't seen. So sorry about that. Maybe I'll blitz it out.
Yeah.
But we get this origin story of Norman Bates, and it's always a case of, like with RATCHED as well. It's kind of a very crappy person, but then they want you to like them as it goes along. Because if they're going to be assholes across this whole series, they're not going
but
to succeed.
there needs to be something that's endearing.
You must have some compassion for them and understand why they ended up this way.
Yes.
But no, why do they always need to make the psychos? You always have to feel pity for the psychos.
I Because I think that the psychos probably, you know, they have it rough.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Joe Spinell in MANIAC, abused by his mother, and then he becomes a
I mean, it is a fact that most serial killers have like serious issues with their moms.
Yeah, and across these 5 seasons of Bates Motel, that probably comes out of how he ended up like that with his mom. Domineering, is that the right word? I can't remember.
Maybe smothering a bit, yeah. More smothering.
And if the old mind goes click, then.
But it would be nice if someone can convince us to.
Yeah, that is now the reason we're doing these, is to see why would we want to spend another 4 seasons watching this.
It's a lot of investment of time.
There's just so much to watch. We were talking about this earlier today. If we had this choice of dark horror related subjects, it was just like kids who didn't have any superhero movies. Now it's littered.
Oh, I hate superheroes.
There are a bit too many of those, and the series, this Marvel is just everywhere. Too much of it.
Sorry, I know a bunch of people will not dislike me.
Half my friends are total Marvel fans, and that's cool.
I can't. My family loves them.
I'll watch it. It doesn't grate me, but when you kind of...
I just can't. I won't say what I normally say. It won't translate.
Okay, no, don't say that. Rather not. It's difficult to score this because we've only seen the 1 season, and there are 5 of them.
Probably not fair to actually even... We have to score it based on what we've seen.
No, I mean, we can, but we should. And it's... As you watch it, it's good or it's bad. It wasn't bad. Like I said, to me it just felt like they're now just adding little bits of crap to just...
To flesh it.
To see how long they can just draw it out.
It became, for me, never mind Freddy, it just became incredibly laboured.
Well, they made a Psycho sequel in the 80s.
That's right.
A second and the third one.
I actually forgot about
that. The third one I actually went to watch in cinema.
Yeah, that was actually not, and that was good.
And Mick Garris made, I think it's Psycho the Beginning, which one of the few Mick Garris movies I haven't seen.
I've liked most Mick Garris things that I've seen.
And so we haven't seen that, and that is kind of an origin movie.
We should actually make an effort.
So I would prefer to just see, right, there we go. Prequel, this is how Norman ended up the way Norman is, and that's that.
Yeah, it makes more, it's just
5 seasons. Don't have time.
That's the thing, there's cooler stuff. Okay, maybe we're wrong, we could be wrong.
Yeah, that's right. If you feel like it, please tell us why we should or why we shouldn't bother to carry on.
Yeah.
If you loved it or hated it. But I think just based on the first season, I would have given it a 6.
5 for me, yes.
Okay, so 5.5 average for the first season. I don't know if we watched it, it might have gone up, might have impressed us even more as we. But
I had to suppress a yawn now, and we're just talking about it.
Poor Freddy. Okay, but what can you do? You can't watch everything.
No. You shouldn't actually.
And you can't love everything.
No, you can't.
So if you did love it, tell us why. If you also just got bored with it,
let us know, then we won't feel so bad.
Yeah. Catch you later. Subscribe, like. See you then.
Cheers.
Bye.